Yes, and that's on period.
Pull up, it's about to blow up. Show love, we coming and you know us.
It's a vibe and it's fresh on your mind. Breaking hot, top and slide. You know what we like, yeah.
Get up, you don't wanna miss us. In the mix, it's official.
It's official.
Big facts, no cap. Where you at?
Yeah.
It's time to kick back.
It's the mix.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to The Mix. Listen, we are the only live Millennial and Gen Z talk show in the game, giving you all of the good vibes, fun, and of course, a mix of opinions. We're your source for what's new, what's hot, and what's next right here, live on FOXSOUL, everybody. Tonight, we got two amazing guests on the show. First, we get a chance to hang out with them at Prince Jackson's Thriller Nights Halloween party over the weekend, and we cannot wait to have him in the mix. Mr. Elijah Blake is here, and later on, we have artist, producer, and multi-instrumentalist Black Party getting into the mix to talk to you all about his brand new music video. I am so ecstatic and excited to be back with my incredibly beautiful co-host this week. It was sadly, it's Zanique's turn to take a week off for mommy duty. So we will miss her. We love you. We can't wait to see you back next week. But how is everybody else doing tonight? How y'all feeling, co-host?
We good. We alive, baby.
Hey.
Yes, sir. Feeling so good. It's a new month, new blessings, and I'm here for it.
Wow, it is November, huh?
You know,
It is.
Wow.
Turkey month, turkey week, turkey month.
Right. And then Christmas. Okay, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself. And I want to backtrack a little bit because I'm still on cloud nine from Friday night. We went to Prince Jackson's Thriller Nights Halloween party to benefit his Heal LA Foundation. And literally, for a lack of a better word, it was incredible. So let's give the people a look as to what went down.
Neither alive nor dead. Start everything all over again.
You guys, it's your girl Jazz Anderson, and we have D Smoke in the building with his beautiful wife,
The GOAT, Mr. Chris Tucker. Chris, how are you tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm excited about the event. It looked like fun, and you can just feel Michael's spirit here, man. It's great.
Feel it like from the moment that you get on the estate.
Yeah, man. It's like a little mini Neverland right here. Hey. So it's awesome.
So how do you feel that events like this can keep your father's memory alive, and you see so many people here to support you and your family?
It's a great feeling when we see all these people here to support my family, but to be honest, this event is so much more than just about the Heal Los Angeles Foundation. It really is about my father because he inspired me to do this. His music brought us all together. His love, his message, we're all here to promote that. And so having events like this, having positivity, having his music play, and making it for a good cause, that's how we keep that legacy going.
My name is D Smoke from Inglewood, California, and I'm getting into the mix with y'all.
You're stepping into the mix with Afro Picks.
All right.
We're stepping into the mix.
And stepping into the mix.
Yeah.
Wow. Whoa. That thing looked litty.
Yeah, man. We were pretty official. We looked like we actually knew what we were doing. It was really like a special night, like to be at Michael Jackson's estate where Michael actually was raised and he recorded the legendary album Thriller. Like you could feel the Michael vibes everywhere as soon as you stepped on the estate. And you know we worked that red carpet too. So shout out to y'all. We worked that red carpet, man.
But even like beyond the event, I was just so happy to see all of you guys. Like that alone made my night because we haven't been together in so long, and it literally brought me to tears just to be able to hug you guys and just hang out.
Thanks for the hug, Jamie.
Romeo, then come next time. Then I will give
that part.
Wow. You know, I had 3 charity events in those 2 days span, right?
Period, as you should.
But look, I want y'all.
I'm booked and busy.
Now, but look, with that being said, Jazz, before you get into the mix, Kevin, could you roll that surprise video for me right quick? Jamie, that was me next to you at the party and you didn't even know it.
No.
So this man came to the party, didn't even let us know he was at the party. And this it'd be the Bible thumpers. It'd be the Bible thumpers.
See, look,
get you
Anton,
try to play you.
Anton, before we get into it, so me and my little brother Hersey Miller, you know he's at Nashville at Tennessee State. So he wanted to surprise my mom at her birthday. And then I had an option of a layover or a flight directly to Miami. So I had a 2-hour layover at LAX. We came there, only had 30 minutes to spare. And I tried to surprise Jamie. She didn't even realize it was me. I walked to go try to find y'all. Then everybody was in a maze and I had to get right back to the flight. But y'all are family. You know, I had to come try to support. Prince know how to throw a party and it was for a great event. But I wish I could have stayed. That party was turned up and litty. I was Batman and Kanye. You couldn't tell?
Wait, I'm really freaked out because you came up to me at the table and I was like, who is touching me? Like, who is this man?
Wow.
And then
You got us good.
You got us good with that one, bro.
Happy Halloween! That's what Halloween's about, baby.
I cannot. Never again. You know, you and your jokes. I remember the last joke you played on us. Like, you gotta be careful for Romeo because his April Fool's joke was just like this one, man.
But guess what? Halloween, that was always just like Prince said. That was a time where even in my little Romeo days, I was able to go under the radar and just be anybody who I wanted to be. And, you know, I had a great time. Even though I was there for only 15 minutes, I was trying to find all of y'all. I looked and seen you was by the food and all the Instagram pages. So I should have went by the food, Anton, and scared you.
Man, I ate everything at that party. I was eating nonstop. Okay. If it's one thing about Anton, he gonna eat. Okay.
Yeah, Prince definitely knows how to throw a party.
Yeah. But look, you guys, on that note, since Romeo punked us and got us so good, let's get right into the show and start off with the topic that broke the internet over the weekend. And I think we should talk about it. So it was reported that Ice Cube walked away from co-starring in a movie with Jack Black. The upcoming comedy is called Oh Hell No. And that's basically what Ice Cube said after declining the producer's request to get the COVID-19 vaccination. So according to the Hollywood Reporters, producers made a request that all cast and crew get vaccinated before they start filming in Hawaii this winter. So Cube is allegedly walking away from a movie and giving up a $9 million bag. So I want to get you guys' opinions on this. How do you feel?
Who want to go first?
You want to go first?
I was waiting to hear Romeo because, you know, I'm sure we can get really.
All right, so I'm going to tell you, I'm going to jump right into it. Before I get into it, nobody but some of my team and film crew knows this, but I got COVID really bad. I had a near-death experience. And I know firsthand how real COVID is, but I also think it's unfair to force people on making a decision about their body, especially if they're being responsible and reporting their symptoms and taking those tests when it's required. You know, there's a difference of being reckless and simply having or wanting that power of choice. I understand both sides and safety will always be first, but let's not ostracize other humans on their choice on something that is so new. It's just that
I was literally going to add to that and say, I know a lot of people that are close friends that have the vaccine and it's affected their bodies. And I'm going to get very real. I know a lot of women, we don't talk about it, but it affected their menstrual cycles. So I fully understand why people are afraid to put the vaccine in their body. So just like Romeo said, as long as you are being safe about it and reporting your symptoms. And I also think him showing like, I'm putting my body and my safety over this $9 million bag shows a lot about how deeply he feels about the vaccine.
Yeah, it definitely shows a lot about, you know, his character and what he believes in. And my thing was, what's up with the rapid testing results? Because I know out here in Houston, you can easily go get tested, you get your results. Some places give it to you in a couple hours, honestly, now, but the max is like 48 hours. So I don't understand why on the movie set, why they couldn't allow him to maybe get tested every day or every 2 days, you know? So I think walking away was a good decision that he made.
They can't allow it, Jazz. They can't allow it. I just did a Christmas movie that's coming out November 21st. And some people just took the rapid test and some people were vaccinated and everybody did their job and did their part. It was just an everyday thing. But you are going to come across some producers and some people who want to have that power play on others, you know?
I want to piggyback off what Romeo said. I think he hit it on the head by saying it's not fair to force someone to inject something in their body. You know, I really wish that SAG, for anyone who doesn't know, SAG is the Screen Actors Guild. It's the union for all actors. I really wish that SAG would have taken the role and would have been more compassionate for the artist as opposed to for these companies and, you know, the production companies. Because as an artist, especially artists of color in our community, many Black people do not feel safe by injecting something that is administered through the government. We don't feel safe putting anything in our bodies. And a lot of Black actors now, unfortunately, can't work on a lot of projects because they're not willing to get the vaccination. And, you know, it's sad that a man had to lose $9 million, had to step away from that just because he didn't feel safe by putting something in his body. And it really reminds me of Kyrie Irving, the same thing. You know, he's saying, he stood up and he said, listen, I don't feel safe about this. I don't know what's in it. I'm not going to protest and, you know, say that every Black person should be able to do this. He stands firm in his beliefs. And I condone him. I salute him and both Ice Cube for standing in what they believe and walking away and saying, listen, my integrity means far more than a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Yeah, you wrap that up.
Yeah.
You put the little bow on it. Okay, Antoine.
You know, I think it might be time to get into some new music though, Jamie.
You know what? I really think it is. So before we go to break, it's definitely time for the new music mix.
Hey.
We got Money, Anton voice.
Every episode now, like.
Okay, all right. This is one of my favorite parts because I love that we get to show all the new music dropping. So let's get into the new drops. Jay-Z released 2 new tracks for the soundtrack he produced for the new all-Black Netflix Western, Harder They Fall. It's incredible. I saw it. Y'all need to go see it. It stars Idris Elba and Regina King Rhythm, and it features Jadakiss and Conway, and Guns Go Bang featuring Kid Cudi. Plus, our guy from last season, IDK, he dropped the deluxe for his album, You See For Yourself. Look, what I'm really looking forward to, though, is a new highly anticipated album from Miss Summer Walker. I love her. I love R&B, and I cannot wait for this. Okay, it's called Still Over It, and it comes out this Friday. All my ladies know we need that new summer ASAP. Ladies and fellas, everybody, we need the new music.
It's about to go down. But look, we have to take a quick break. But we have Grammy-winning singer-songwriter Elijah Blake getting into the mix with us right here, only on FOXSOUL. We'll be right back. I may be behind you.
Welcome back to the mix. Our first guest is Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter who has collaborated with greats like Rihanna, Usher, and Bono from U2. Yeah, y'all, he's out here grinding. And tonight we snagged him to tell us about his new project, Neon Eon, which is coming out this week. And y'all, I'm so excited. So let's welcome the talented Elijah Blake into the mix. Hi, Elijah.
Yeah.
All right, so we got to meet you in person and see you perform this past weekend at Thriller Nights events, and you were so dope to me. So how incredible was that night for you?
Man, when they told me that Michael Jackson's family reached out to me to perform at his crib where him and Janet and the whole squad grew up in, I said, who pranked me? I thought they was punking me like how Romeo did y'all. Wait, I was up on the game because Romeo was by the little spinning camera thing when me and Keisha was about to take it. So I don't know how Keisha found out or how that happened. I don't know if she knew, but she was like, "Little Romeo."
Exactly. Keisha knew. Keisha knew.
Terrible.
That's terrible. Listen, Elijah, you and we had our little moment. I had to tell you how much I loved your album because I got to hear it a little bit earlier. And truly, it brought me to tears. You know this, baby. But anyway, during your performance, you brought out Trinidad James over the weekend. So how fun was it to perform with him at the home where Thriller was made?
It was amazing, man. Trinidad James has been the consummate professional. He's actually set the tone as to how I want to be remembered as an artist. Like he hasn't asked for just these crazy things, no crazy requests. I was like, yo, I got an opportunity to perform at Michael Jackson house. Do you want to come? He was like, I'll be there. He flew himself in and was there, just chilled. Like, I just love that guy, man. I really have a newfound respect for. I always loved how he dressed and how he presented himself, but I was glad to share that moment with him as an artist.
Okay, well, speaking of how he dressed, I was looking at you and all 17 of your costume changes at the party. But wait, you looked fly, dog. Let's talk about your actual costume, though. So you went as Cisco and you hit it on the head. You did your thing with it. Tell us what made you pick that outfit. What made you pick Cisco for your Halloween?
I would say I was going to be Aquaman, but then I told my stylist, like, I think I want to be Aquaman. And then they plugged me with this makeup artist, Saisha. She actually did like Usher's costume last year with the special effects, but she was like, that's gonna be 5 hours. And then he was like, yeah, we got to get a wig from the guy who makes wigs for Doja. I'm like, I'm not wearing no wig. So I said, you know what, I got platinum blonde hair, and people been joking, and when the trolls been calling me Cisco all year, so I said, let me have some fun with it.
Exactly. That's what Halloween's all about. And look, E, I gotta quote, because Keisha actually said Big Romeo, when she was right there. She was like, Big Romeo. But look, honestly, I gotta ask you, how much of an influence did Michael Jackson actually have on your sound and who you are as an artist?
Man, everything. And I know certain people say that as if they're just supposed to say because Michael was that big, but in terms of being a black male growing up and also sometimes feeling like the weirdo, sometimes me and Anton were talking about the fashion, and sometimes you just feel like, am I the only one on this side who's willing to explore and play in these areas? So people like Michael, Prince, like help me feel okay with exploring and experimenting with different colors and different designers and not just being on some like do-rag, Tim type vibes.
Right.
I love that you say that you feel comfortable to explore, because I think especially for Black men in the industry, we feel like we have to be a certain type or we have to look a certain way or dress a certain way. So the fact that you are just completely explorative in your dressing, I love that. And I'm thankful that you're inspiring other artists, other Black men to be free and to dress however they want and to take chances and risks.
Yes. I actually want to touch on that some more because somebody came up to me and was like, man, like, you remind me of like the Black Harry Styles. And I was like, no, like he's fly, but he's inspired by people like Michael Jackson and Prince. It's just not always okay. The world doesn't make Black men feel like they can play in those areas. So people like Harry Styles, because races outside of the Black community, we got to take ownership. Sometimes seem more open to it, because when you do try different things, or you present a certain type of way, it's like, oh, there's something wrong with you. You're a weirdo, or you're acting white, or all these things. So that's important to me. Thank you. I really want to.
You hit it on the head, man. The originators look for is Michael Jackson, Prince. They was doing what they wanted to do it, how they wanted to do it. and it goes back to us. It's that simple.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Elijah, you're also an accomplished writer and collaborator working with people like Trey Songz, Rihanna, and Usher. So what have you learned from artists like that? And what is your process when you go to write for someone else?
You know, one thing I've learned from Rihanna is just the fact that she doesn't overthink. And for her to have all those number ones, and I watch her work and just how she trusts her team. So sometimes when I'm not sure about an idea from management, I'm always like, I watch how Rihanna trusts Jay, like blindly trusts him. And she still, it doesn't take away from her being a boss at the same time, but she'll just be like, you know what, I'm gonna approach this a certain. I've just watched that and I admire that. Keisha, I admire her ability to say no. I used to have a problem saying no, but Keisha would say no. Like, I remember one time they were trying to get her for the show, and she was like, this is how much it costs to get me off the ground. And they couldn't do it. And she was like, well, I'm not performing. And before, I used to be like, I'll just do it. I don't want to seem like that person. But no, then when you see those type of red flags, 9 times out of 10, you might not, Romeo knows about this, you might not get your back in. When people are showing you that they're funny acting before you get up off the ground, 9 times out of 10, it's going to just be some funny stuff all the way through. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm interested. Do you like singing or songwriting more?
I get asked that question a lot. I can't separate the two because, like I've said, my favorite artists are Michael, who wrote and performed their records, Prince, who wrote his music, and Lauryn Hill wrote. And so when I was signed to Def Jam, I always felt like they made me have to choose. It's the weirdest thing. Like, they were always like, is he more of a song? Or is he more of a singer? I used to sit back and wonder, like, am I? Because I didn't even want to write songs. I just wanted to sing, but I didn't want anyone telling my story. But now I've learned in my artistry with this project that I don't have to pick. It's just one and the same.
Beautiful answer. Now, I got to ask you about writing a hook for Bono on Skyscrapers from DMX's recently released album. How did that partnership happen, and how special is this song to you?
Thank you, bro, man. I originally wrote that hook for T.I., for a T.I. album, and this was right when everything was going on with Whatever You Like. And I told T.I. I had Bono in mind. He was like, boy, don't you know that's like white people, Michael Jackson for white people. And I was like, okay, I'll never say that again. So for that hook to get to Swizz Beats and Swizz to put Bono on it, I never repeated that I had Bono in mind. It's just amazing how, when people say, how can you trust God, or how can you believe that there is a God? I always say, because the things that have happened in my life in the order that they've happened can be anything else but that. And I always think, and then when I was telling Swizz, I was like, bro, please put this song out, because it was originally Kanye West, Bono, and Swizz. And I was like, put that song out and change my life, because we know how those pub checks would look. And he was like, I'm saving it for something special. I've never said that to Swizz. Actually, I think I did say it to him on the phone. I was like, yo, this might be awkward, when he was calling me for the approval and everything right after X had passed. I was like, I don't know if you remember, but when I was being a little kid, and I was like, man, can you just put this record out? He was like, I'm saving it for something special.
Yeah.
And this is before DMX was even on it. So that kind of haunts me a little bit, but it just, everything happens for a reason, man.
Manifestation and timing is everything.
He kidding it. Oh my God, I'm about to.
Hey, you better speak that tongue. Come on. Hey,
you don't got enough time on this thing.
You know what's so interesting? Because I've known you for a while, and I saw you again in many years at the Michael Jackson Thriller event. And we were talking about how both of us, it took us time to get to where we are. But when you don't give up and you continue to hitting the pavement, it will happen. And, you know, I was just telling you how happy and excited I am for the things that you're doing in your career.
Likewise.
And you were telling me the same. And it really is. When it is your time, it is your time. And when you're manifesting something, it will happen.
Yes. And around that time, I don't know if you remember, but around the time, that's when Frank Ocean was still Lonnie Bro. That's when, like, that's like right around the time when I moved to LA. I don't even know if Big Sean had a record deal. Like, there were these Sunday fun days. The industry's not like how it used to be. There were Sunday fun days, and we all would come together and just talk about plans and making it. And that's how I would run into so many people that I see now. And I just love seeing that. And even watching this show, like before I got on, I was watching y'all. I'm like, damn, like the cast looks so beautiful. Like y'all speak so articulately. Like this is my new show. I'm finna tune in. Even
hey, y'all heard that.
So I gotta know, if you could write and perform a duet with anyone, who would it be?
It would be Mariah Carey all day. That's been my childhood crush, and she's who inspired me to write songs. See, Romeo know what I'm talking about.
Mariah.
Have you ever met her? Have you ever met her?
I have met Mariah. Believe it or not, when I first signed to Def Jam, I was talking to Eric Wong. I didn't know who was also her product manager on Def Jam. He was like, "Who's your favorite? Who inspires you to write?" And I was like, "No one would ever know this, but Mariah Carey." He was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "All right, cool." But after I had a show in New York, he was like, "After the show, don't tell nobody because can't nobody come with you. But I got a surprise for you." He picked me up for my show. I was on the Rock Nation EOS tour, and he picked me up and he was like, "We're going somewhere." I guess he had called Mariah and was like, "Hey, we just signed this kid, and he's like one of your biggest fans." And she's like, "Bring him by." She was just dropping Triumphant around that time. So I went by, like, I don't know if it was her condo or her loft, but then she was like, "Yeah, let's have fun." And she invited DJ Clue, and I was like, what is my life right now? How did you get here?
Hey, look, I got to tell y'all a quick Mariah story that nobody knows. But back in the day for my Romeo show on Nickelodeon, you know, word on the street, I heard from 3 different producers she wanted to do the music on my show and do a cameo. But one of the producers over, you know, on the network was like, "Nah, she's going to be too much money and this and that." I'm like, "That's Mariah. Y'all better make that happen." Yeah. Nickelodeon. It was cock blocking on Mariah.
Man,
I could have been Nick Cannon.
Oh my gosh! Listen.
Jazz, ask your question, please, because that's where it was going. I knew it was going somewhere.
Back to Elijah. So the new project is called Neon Eon, and it's dropping this week. So you got to give us all the tea here at the Mix. We need the exclusives. Tell us about it and what features you got for us on it.
I'm so excited about these features. I'm anti-features. I don't know if you guys have seen any of my last projects. I've only done like 3 features in my whole career. Like it was Cole, Rick Ross, and Common. So, because I hate when rappers get on songs and they don't, you could tell they didn't pay attention to the subject matter and they just kind of ruin it. But this time we got D Smoke because I wanted a poet on this song that's it's called Dark Skin, and it's paying tribute to beautiful brown skin. I've always wondered, for me, brown skin is the most beautiful complexion. The darker, the better. So I've always wondered why my cousins or like friends didn't find themselves beautiful. I was like, oh, representation is everything. There aren't enough songs that highlight how beautiful that is. So I was like thinking, okay, who do we get? I want a brown skinned woman on this song. And we were going to get Ari, but then we ended up with Money Long and we got D Smoke on. Tamar actually just left here, but Tamar Braxton is on the project just because I love duets. Like, I'm a 90s baby, so Kiki Wyatt and Avant was like permeating through the house the whole time. Who else? We got Trinidad James. We got Rome Flynn. I hope I'm not forgetting. And then this new artist called Bop Poppy, who kind of like sounds like a cartoon character when he raps, and I'm just like obsessed with like tones and stuff like that. So, and Keisha's on the album, of course.
Man, this is the album of the year.
Look, I hate to be the party pooper. The producer said we got to get to break. So
Exactly.
Elijah, we can't let you leave just yet. We're going to keep you right here in the midst with us to chime in on some relationship topics that we're excited to get into. Now we got to get to commercial break. So make sure y'all go pre-save his new album, Neon Eon, that's dropping this Friday, right?
Friday. Thank y'all.
This Friday, y'all tap in. And we'll be right back here on Fox Soul with more of the mix.
So we are back in the mix with Grammy-winning artist Elijah Blake. We had so much fun with you at Thriller Nights party that we just knew we had to do some of our topics with you while we were here. And you know we got some good ones for you tonight. So it's about to get heated up in here. Are you ready, Elijah?
I'm ready. I'm a little toxic, so y'all might not like
The toxic, the better, bro. The toxic, the better. Okay.
This is about to get good.
So I'm going to start this off because I saw this tweet turn meme the other day, and I was like, boy, oh boy, we got to talk about this one. So it says, cheating doesn't start with sex. It starts with sneaky conversations. So guys, let's debate. Do we agree or disagree?
100%.
I agree.
I agree.
Why do you 100%?
Let our guests jump in. Dive in there.
I agree. Also, I'm Caribbean, so a lot of things are like very traditional for me. Like, I do feel like when you invite that energy, flirtatious energy, and then now how the mind works is now you're intrigued. And once you welcome that into your household, it's going to take its own shape and its own form. But when it's a no-fly zone, you don't leave room for those mistakes to happen.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, that's a word right there.
I've even seen, sometimes, Elijah, you made a good point. It's like no fly zone, but you got those people who are still going to try to push that envelope. Because I didn't friend zone a lot of people and they still try to push that envelope through. So it's like, I don't even want to have any conversation with you if I know you like me and I'm in a situation because I feel like it could go somewhere.
Representation for me, it's like if I try to talk to you and the I can tell how serious you are about the person you're with by how you. So sometimes if you make it like it's in the gray, a dude is gonna push some more because he's like, I don't know.
Oh, so it's my fault. You're saying it's my fault.
No.
This is good. Give me the popcorn.
He said he was toxic, Daz. Come on.
No, can I say niggas on this show? Niggas gonna be niggas.
Hey, no, we big time now. We big time now, E.
Okay. I mean, we can't say that. Okay. A dude gonna be a dude.
There
so
we
it's
go.
like, Daz, I'm just saying a smart, intelligent dude will respect it, is what I'm saying.
So look, speaking on that, I saw this post on Instagram the other day. Kevin, could you pull that up for everybody? There was this post on Instagram and it said everybody glorifies sneaky leaks and temporary stuff. Imagine getting money with someone and having a true bond with that person. You think sex is good? Imagine it with genuine feelings, a spiritual connection and mental stimulation. It's like our generation is afraid to get close, And that kind of hit me because I just feel our generation, we are afraid to get close to people because so many people been hurt us.
Yeah.
So we glorify the sneaky links.
Well,
I was gonna say, especially.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, especially with like Gen Z kids my age, dating is like the last thing on everyone's mind. It's like, how many sneaky links can I get in today, this week? No, it's bad. It's like a flex to have like multiple sneaky links and like to have multiple like girls think, oh, she thinks she's my girl, but secretly I'm with her two best friends too. It's very toxic.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
just saying.
What'd you say, Elijah?
I think disgusting. I mean, I don't even like, even as a kid, I don't even like to share my clothes. So I damn sure don't want to share what's in my
No, for real.
Open relationship. I can't really respect that.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I think that emotional cheating is worse than actually having sex with someone. If you're flirting with someone and you're constantly talking to them, they make you smile, they make you get those butterflies, and you're in a committed relationship, you're gone. Like that's worse than like a partner saying, I had sex with someone and I'm so sorry, but there's
Anton, that is not worse, but it's bad, but it's not worse.
No.
Yeah, it's not worse.
For me, being emotionally connected to someone and just having senseless sex, I would take someone cheating on me and just had sex with someone than being emotionally connected to somebody, because you can't take that emotional connection away.
I've heard that perspective. I can't deal with either or. Maybe
I mean, both are bad. I don't want either one. Both are terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, I think emotional connection is worse.
For sure, because of the betrayal and an embarrassment that comes with that.
Right.
Yes.
This is too nice of a conversation. I need to spice it up a little bit. So who here has had questionable conversations with someone they probably shouldn't have?
Oh, she trying to get the dirt.
Yeah,
Own co-host.
Let's act the toxic one.
Anton.
Elijah.
Elijah.
I'm not as toxic as I think. Y'all toxic. I was toxic. Y'all the worst. I'm toxic because I don't play that. And I might look like I'm territorial, but like I'm like a pit bull in front of a mansion. Like I'd be like, just don't come on my lawn. Don't touch my mine. Like don't look this way. Don't. That's my toxic trait. I'm very territorial. And
Wait, you know this?
I'm a Gemini.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Caribbean, Florida.
Okay. But you want to know something that I've noticed in jazz? I hope you can agree. In my DMs, the amount of guys in relationships that are DMing me are way more than single guys. And the guys in relationships are the most persistent.
They are.
Sure.
I don't know what it is. Make it make sense, please.
Okay, well, I want to get into another topic before we don't have any more time.
Hey, what's the other topic?
So Jazz, your mom actually tweeted something the other day. It's only right that we talk about it on the mix. Okay, so here's what she said. If you met the perfect mate, and I mean, you really feel like this is the one, Then they ask you to be a part of a polygamous relationship with 2 other women, all bills paid, car paid off, and a $2,500 a month stipend with Tuesdays and Thursdays as your relationship days. Would you share? Are you here for sharing your man or woman with others?
No.
No.
Love don't
I don't care about
cost
none of
us.
that. Bills paid, none of that. I'm a certified lover girl, and I need
Yes.
Respect yourself. I love that. You're worth it. You're enough for somebody gonna love you.
And look, also, look, with that being said, the relationship talk, because I love this. I feel this generation don't get to see open conversations like this. But I feel like you could debate anything, right? There's no right or wrong. It's all perspective. So when it comes to relationships, I think it boils down to what you really want. Or like, is this a relationship, or do you know this is just a hookup buddy? You know, because we all know sex doesn't equal the perfect partner. It's like a home. This is how I kind of relate it. It's like a home. What's the main reason for a home? Shelter. Since day one, you know, now there's all different types of homes, different styles, but the foundation of that home is to keep you safe and protected. So I feel like if that relationship don't feel like a home, it's probably just a hookup, or maybe you just got the wrong label. And I think we all have to live and learn to find out what we truly want and to know what we deserve.
Facts. I want to play devil's advocate. I think that if they change that price for the
we came back to this time.
I just want to know, you know what I'm saying? So if they change that total, let's say it would be 40 grand a month.
We're going to break. We're going.
Whatever floats your boat, Tom. Hey, whatever floats your boat.
Let's go to break on that note.
Now, on that note, anyway, if it's for you, it's for you. I do want to say that. If that's what the relationship you want to be in, by all means, be in it. But on that note, we do have to go to break, and we want to thank you, Elijah, for getting into the mix with us tonight. And make sure to go to stream his newest single featuring Trinidad James called Dreams. And go hit that pre-save button on his new album, Neon Eon, that drops this Friday. Go do it.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Black is beautiful. God bless.
Yeah, bless you.
And next, Black Party is here to tell us all about signing with Childish Gambino and having his songs featured on Insecure. So keep it locked right here on Fox Soul. Welcome back to the mix. Our next guest tonight is also an artist blending genres and sounds to create his own incredible vibe. He infuses reggae, dance, psychedelic soul, R&B, hip hop, and tropical tones into his sound. And his talent has caught the attention of Childish Gambino. He's here to talk about his new music video that is also being featured on the current season of Insecure. So let's just go ahead and welcome Black Party into the mix.
Hey.
What's poppin'? How y'all doing?
How are you?
Good.
Listen, I was telling everybody while we were on break how much of a fan I am of your music. And like, I'm in New York right now and I put it on and it gives me the perfect like brownstone in Brooklyn, chilling, like vibing out before I go out type of vibes. I love what you're doing, man. But your name, let's talk about your name. It's really unique. How did you come up with the name Black Party? And what do the capitalizations of the LA and Black and the AR and Party mean?
I came up with my name a few years ago when I was in rock bands. You know, in rock bands, you have to have a catchy name. So that's how I came up with the name. It was like, it represented something that felt like the music felt like something that felt like an alternative from everything that was going on at the time. And then the LA and the AR is because I'm from Arkansas and I currently live in Los Angeles and I represent a lot of those vibes in the music as well.
Hey,
creative right there.
Yeah, that's really creative. So why do you think
it's coming out of Arkansas too? I think we had another guest earlier in the season.
Yeah,
that's from Arkansas. Y'all coming out.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, why do you think people are starting to look at Arkansas lately? Because, you know, there's been a few coming out of there, like Bankwell Freddie. We had him last season. So, you know, why do you think people have been sleeping on you guys?
I think it's just because we have so many gladiators right next to us. It's like Houston's right next door, Dallas is right next door, New Orleans, Atlanta, like all the major southern cities are all in our backyard. So I think that's why a lot of times we get overlooked a few times, but now just times are changing and people are starting to look at different places a little more, you know, that are places that are a little more under the radar, getting more love and vibes, you know?
Yeah, and it's because of artists like you, man. You using your talent to shine a light. And that's what we need more of. You know, you got to represent where you're from. And I think you're shining that light very big on Arkansas, for real.
Appreciate you.
Let me ask you this, because I heard you moved a lot as a kid because your dad was in the Army. So where else did you live? And for me, I'm always nervous when it comes to meeting new people, making new friends, and grounding myself. So how did you make that happen?
Sorry. Yeah, I moved around a lot. Hold on. Sorry.
Oh, good.
No, yeah, I moved around a lot. I lived in Colorado a little bit. I lived in Kentucky, Tennessee, and it was cool. Moving around allowed me to really experience other cultures, get to know other different types of people, and just like kind of adjust to being in different surroundings, honestly. It just allowed me to adjust, especially in adulthood. You know, you don't get to choose who you're around. So it's like, it allows you to understand other people a lot better, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's big, because one thing I noticed, my friends who moved around a lot or traveled a lot at a young age, they were more understanding of other people, other cultures. And I think that shows, like, even in your music, it's like, it's bigger than you. You represent so much. So with that being said, I also got to ask, how did you get into music? That's what I love to know from artists. Like, what was the beginning, the origin story?
Honestly, I feel like I was just birthed into it. My mother was a musician, so I feel like you can relate just being young in the studio, having a parent that also makes music. So it's just like, I think that's what sparked it. And then from that point on, it was like an obsession, you know?
He was born to do music, y'all. He knew from birth.
Blood. It was in his blood.
Now, we see that you're signed to one of the most creative artists in the game, Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino. And let me just say, he has one of my favorite songs ever. It's called Telegraph Ave. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but that's like one of my favorite hip hop songs ever. So
absolutely.
But, how did that happen for you? You know, how did you catch his attention? How did you end up getting signed by him?
That all started from a record called No Small Talk that I had with another fellow artist from Arkansas named Kerry Foe. I had co-produced that record, and it caught the attention of Donald and his people. And from that point on, he remixed it for his Gangsta Grills mixtape, Stone Mountain. And from then on, we built a relationship. And then, yeah, the rest is history, honestly.
So have you guys ever been like in the studio together? Do you have any plans to, you know, release music with him?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So when I was working on my first project, Mango, Donald was around, and then he offered a lot of insight, a lot of advice. And then when he was working on Awaken My Love, I was there. I worked on Me and Your Mama, and yeah, we actually connected recently. So I'm trying to get some new tunes out to people.
That's what I was going to say, because we saw that you also released some new music. You just dropped 2 new songs, Birds, as a bundle. So what was the inspiration behind that project?
It was honestly just vibes. I just thought it was just the perfect timing, like just to have something that's just like, just different. I know like the seasons are transitioning, and then we're kind of going, as summer transitions out, we're going into fall, and it's like more intimate and close. So I wanted to put out some records that kind of fit that vibe a lot, you know?
Yeah. One of the songs that's on the project is Lay, which was featured on this past episode of Insecure. That's crazy, man. That's huge.
Yeah.
How dope is it, like, to have the song included in the final season of the series?
No, it's a blessing, honestly. Like, it's huge shout outs to Easton here. Like, it's honestly a blessing to see the song like fit the scene really well was extremely dope to see.
That's magical right there.
That's huge. And I know that you had a song on Insecure last season as well. So did the ask come from Issa Rae herself for your songs to be included?
Yeah, so I sent her a demo before I had finished my last project. I was sending her records that I was working on, and she chose this specific version of Lay that I made originally. And she was like, I like this version. I think this will fit. So I had to dig back in my vault and like add a little tweaks to make it special. But like, yeah.
I know who I'm coming to for my music and my movies. I'm just saying. So
let me know.
Reach out.
I got you.
For real.
Man, okay. So Birds and Bees project potentially mean a new album will be blooming soon.
Absolutely.
Hey.
That's just a teaser. I just have to, put out a little teaser, just get everybody ready, and then get things ready for the album.
Dope.
So can we get close to a date around the time frame? Is it going to be more
time trying to get that exclusive?
Like, like, you know what I'm saying? What are we thinking? Because I'm a huge fan, and I really want to know for myself.
No, for sure. I'm working on spring. Spring is the target deadline.
Tom, you got it.
Okay. Love it.
Exclusive.
Perfect time.
So, not only do you sing, but you write, produce, and even engineer as well. So why is it so important for you to know how to do everything?
I think it's for appreciation, because once you get a hands-on approach from different angles of a thing, you get a better appreciation of all the roles that different people play within music. So I think that's one part of it. And also just like, I have certain ideas, and sometimes it's hard to communicate those ideas. Sometimes the ideas flow faster than I can actually communicate them. So it's like, that led to being able to be like, all right, well, let me figure out how to do things myself in order to properly make the things I hear in my head, essentially.
Exactly. Man, people don't know, my little Romeo days, I used to record myself. So my whole first album, I'll punch it in, and I was punching myself in and recording. And then as I got older, I kind of stepped away and stopped learning how to work everything. And I got to tell you, the more you know, the better you will be as an artist, because that noise that's in your head, that music that you want to let out, nobody knows that except you. So man, being a jack of all trades definitely helped. And one thing that I also like about you, I see you're super close with your family, and they're also very musical, like you said. Your last project featured appearances from your brother, cousin, sister, and mom, and your dad even wrote a whole song for the album. Are you planning to make more music with your family in the future? I got to know.
Absolutely, yeah. No, my family's involved in every project. In this new project, I have everybody on deck. So yeah, definitely.
Wow, that's amazing. But with that being said, ladies and gents, we got to take another break. But we want to thank Black Party for getting into the mix with us tonight. Make sure y'all go download his tracks from his newest project, Birds and Bees. And if you're in LA, make sure to go cop tickets to watch him perform live at the Roxy on November 16th. We'll be right back. And thank you for tapping in with us, my brother. You're really a musical genius.
All right, y'all. Y'all appreciate y'all.
Keep it locked. FOXSOUL, baby.
Welcome back to the mix, everybody. So we're almost out of time. But before we go, it's time for the remix.
Remix.
Yeah, that's right. It's the remix. Okay, this is where we shout out the news that we couldn't get to before we get out of here. Jazz, you got some exciting news to share. Tell us all about it.
So, you guys, I'm excited to announce that Travis Scott's Astroworld Fest is coming to Houston this weekend, November 5th and 6th. And guess what? I'll be going as a correspondent for the mix, and I might be able to bring another host along. So we will see. But it's all going down at NRG Park, and the lineup is super dope. You got SZA, Bad Bunny, Baby Keem, 21 Savage, Roddy Ricch, Lil Baby, our girl Bia, and of course, Travis Scott himself. And these are just some of the performers. So you guys can check out our Instagram for the full lineup. But Romeo, I saw that Master P will also be performing. So are you going to be there?
Pop's going to turn up the stage, and I'm going to be there. You're going to be on stage with us, Jazz. It's going to be a great time in H-Town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm about to turn up.
Let's go. Well, we also wanted to let you guys know that starting today through Monday, November 8th, Travis will be hosting a number of events across Houston while raising awareness and funds in support of his nonprofit Cactus Jack Foundation. So head over to our IG at the Mix FOXSOUL page for more info on all of those events as well.
And also, before we go, let's give a shout out to Lil Baby and Lil Durk for breaking another record for having the highest selling album by a duo this year.
Wow.
Gosh.
All in.
Major. Major.
Well, guys, that's our show tonight.
It is. I got a hot date. See y'all.
You know, that's why you got the suit on. I was wondering why
the
you
suit.